The video you are about to watch will contain spoilers and will contain swearing. It's your fault if you choose to watch it even after this disclaimer. We take no responsibility for any swearing you hear me or the other fellas say. With that in mind, thanks for watching. Now on to the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Hardy, and today with me is Jonan.
God damn
We are
it.
both members of the Bitz Smashers, and we are going to do something a little different today or tonight. It's currently 1:13 a.m. and
Someone fucking kill me right
alright,
now.
and we just finished our marathon of the anime show Golden Time.
24 episodes, 5
5 days? Was it 5 days? Okay, 5 days straight, or rather 5 days
Oh,
straight-ish, watching Golden Time at night. So, you know what, Jonan, Jonan seems like he has a lot to say, so I'll let him ramble on first before we actually go into, nitty-gritty details. Go ahead.
No man, there's nothing we need to ramble about Golden Time. Golden Time is for people who want emotional punches one after another. Golden Time does not let up on the emotional high that it delivers to the viewers.
So, okay,
It accomplishes this through intense and repeated use of something that is termed emotional or mood whiplash.
so, okay, context to people who don't know, what is mood whiplash?
Mood whiplash is when you have two scenes that emotionally contrast very heavily.
And alright, so this is putting it that way, it sounds like if a show places it in a very ill manner, it's not gonna work. But do you think personally Golden Time does it really, really well? So that you don't feel too affected by the emotional bumps here and there.
It works because if you look at it very carefully, Golden Time is a slice of life anime. It's a romance anime disguised as a slice of life. So what happens when the slice of life sections come immediately before or after the romantic sections is when you get the emotional whiplash.
Alright, so and I have to agree with you on that because I okay, I'll be honest, I not that I could really project anything emotionally that heavily because many of the stuff that's portrayed in Golden Time I think it's very, very exaggerated, but and yet it's totally believable, and that's what I think I really like about the show. There's many stuff that we found ourselves saying this is never gonna happen. This is never gonna happen in real life. This is never gonna happen to us, and but it still makes it believable. So I think that gives a sense of how well placed the writing was, as well as the individual actors.
Because basically it's what Golden Time is a highly unrealistic story with realistic characters.
All right. Okay. Then on the topic of characters, maybe let's do a brief, let's take a look at the individual characters, stuff that we want to take a look at, then we'll do a review.
Spoilers or no
Alright, at this
spoilers?
point, guys, there will be spoilers beyond this point. So,
There
yeah.
will be spoilers. If you choose to continue watching, you have no right to complain about spoilers that happen after
Yeah.
this. If you do not wish to be spoiled, turn away.
Right now we're
Follow-
going this blind without script, so I'm just gonna say right now, if we may do like a full rundown, a spoilerless review of the whole as a show on its own at the very end, and we'll just enter it in the description like where to skip until. So, but yeah,
Right. So if you there might be an annotation. If the annotation is there, do click it. It might be on the left, it might be on the right, it might be on the center of the video.
Okay.
Who knows? Anyway, if there's an annotation, just click on it and it'll send you to the spoiler-free portion of this discussion if it happens to
okay.
exist.
So we're gonna just pause for a while, and then you guys just take time if you want any spoilers.
Right.
Okay, and we're back.
And
Alright.
alright.
Now, everybody who remains, right now we're just going to give a full discussion of what we think, how we feel, as honest as we can. And
Can we just talk about the ending first? Can we just talk about the ending? Because we just hit the ending.
okay, sure, why not?
We wouldn't be doing this if we hadn't hit the ending. Alright, the ending at first looks like a massive Deus Ex Machina.
What do you mean by that?
If you're still listening to this, you might want to go to TV Tropes because some of the terms come from TV tropes. Thank you, TV tropes, for giving me these terms to use.
We'll put a link, don't worry.
We'll put a link. Anyway, Deus Ex Machina is not a TV trope only. It is also an element of Greek theater where basically everything is solved by a god from the machine, which is basically what the term Deus Ex Machina means. In modern concept, it's used to refer to a cop-out, when something happens which would be highly improbable or would not normally happen in a normal context.
Mm-hmm.
So because we had just watched the ending and we've already warned that there will be spoilers, at the very ending, amnesiac Barney disappears and
It's
pre-amnesia Barney
say Barney
arrives.
clearly. It sounds like Barney, you know.
Amnesia boy, alright? Amnesia boy. Amnesia boy.
So okay, on the topic of the ending though, I think along the show, especially nearing to the end, I felt that there were many situations where we felt like we felt that, oh, it's definitely going to be this way. We felt that we could predict what was going to happen next. But the thing is, I think what kept the show really interesting all the way to the end was it changed course very drastically and very abruptly, and in a totally opposite direction that we thought. Don't you agree? It's like it was this one point where we thought that no, everything's gonna be fine, but like, no, wait a minute, oh no, they went the other direction. Especially,
I'm not a professional writer. I wouldn't claim to be, nor do I have the qualifications. But some of the things the show did, I saw coming, and some of the things the show
you did not see coming.
I did. I did not see it
At all.
coming until it was in my face and breathing down my neck.
So I guess this show may sound, from that kind of description, it sounds like this show jumps around a lot. But I think rest assured, for us in our perspective, it was
At this current point in time, the two fellas you are hearing talk and ramble on have not been in a relationship or do not know what it's like to be in a relationship.
Yeah, correct.
So
Pre-context.
we are not qualified.
Pre-context wise.
We're not qualified. We are not qualified to talk on how extremely realistic.
Because we have
this
no
is,
idea
or
how a relationship is going to be like.
or whether this can correspond to things that happen in real life. We can't talk about this because we don't know. We're trying to review the show for what it
Yes.
is. A romance anime wearing the cloak of a slice of life.
Jonan, have you watched much romance anime?
Sadly, when they come along, I spoil myself. And other anime which are supposed to be very emotional, like what was that one called? Natsu de Materu. and that will what's the other show? The name of the flower we forgotten the name of the flower that we saw that day or something. Or shows that name.
The flower we saw that day.
We still don't know. Yes, we still don't know the name of the flower we saw that day.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called, and I would have watched that if I hadn't completely spoiled myself on TV jokes. Thank you. TV jokes will ruin your life. So there are very few shows which I have been able to enjoy the full emotional impact or any impact at all from the plot developments, and Golden Time is one of them.
Okay, I think what we can really do for the sake of the audience to make this thing interesting and as much as possible, let's really dive in and really dissect as much as we can what makes this show interesting. Like, as you said earlier, was how realistic these characters were in such an exaggerated setting. So let's start with our main cast, Amnesiac Boy, Tada Bandi.
Or for those who can pardon our terrible Japanese speech, Tada Bandi.
So I guess
Amnesia. So Amnesia Boy somehow makes it to university and meets this other fella who becomes blonde later, called Mitsuo, or we'll just refer to him as Yana.
Alright. Wait. Anyway, I think if you're here up to this point, you probably know the story already. Anyway, so
Okay, wait. From what we can tell, right, when we were watching, right,
Go ahead.
Hardy, Banri, Yana, and Coco form the trinity of the show's emotional high points. For the start, the three of them drive the plot.
Only at the beginning, to me.
At the beginning, because at the beginning, at the very start of the show, Amnesia Boy, Banri,
We didn't know
has
he had
basically
amnesia.
has basically no idea what he wants to do. He's in university because well, it's never really made clear why he's in university.
He's just there.
Until much later, he's just chasing something which we do not realize. But he appears to have no life goal when he first enters university. Somehow. Then you have Yana, who is trying to run away from Coco, which is his purpose for going to university, and you have Coco, who is running after Yana.
So from the beginning, at the beginning of the show, it was really, really light-hearted in a sense, with all the
Light-hearted slice
it was
of
very
life.
you can tell there was plenty of exaggerated standpoints, girl chasing after you in the same university, that's never gonna happen, but stuff like that. And then then there's the usual story of how this guy doesn't like this particular girl, and because he
Like,
can't stand her.
We've seen this
And
all
then
the
Amnesiac
time.
Boy,
Slice of life or
and
harem
then
anime.
Amnesiac Boy seems to be the only one who can stand her for what she is.
For what she
And then
is.
eventually it's gonna lead up to him getting the girl in the end.
Yeah, and then they go on a field trip, and the first bomb of the show is dropped. Oh, Amnesia Boy has amnesia.
Yeah. And then they go into how the emotional thing where he's not exactly stable. He could he
Most of the
yeah
angst from the show comes from the fact that Amnesia Boy has amnesia, and it's not because Amnesia Boy has amnesia is the source of the angst. It's Amnesia Boy used to be somebody.
he used to be Windows.
It is precisely because Amnesia Boy used to run Windows on his system, and now he's been booted, and now his hard drive has booted into Mac OS, and then all the programs that used to run on Windows
Angry as shit.
are like, Barney, come back, we love you, and all that.
So put it in an analogy, a computer analogy. Banri is like a dude.
We basically alienated everybody. Everybody who's watching
Banri
this
is
right now.
okay. To me, the easiest way to say is this: Banri is this dual booting computer that forgets who he is once in a while. I'm sure anybody will have that scenario, but
Oh no, I plugged up my MP3 too quickly.
yeah. But the thing is, I guess what I really like about Banri as a character is, I maybe personally me because I'm not exactly an experienced fellow when it comes to things like anime or shows.
We've already
in general.
said
So no,
that.
in terms of shows, my exposure to these sort of shows, I'm not that experienced as a person, but I really like the amount of detail emotionally that the writer has put into this character to show and portray what it really is and feels like to be an amnesiac, which I'm sure plenty of us will hope not to know what that's like.
I would most of it. If I were an amnesiac, I probably wouldn't remember that I used to be a somebody.
But I think this show really put it that well. Their portrayal of an amnesiac, just like maybe the whole banner was like, here's the story of an amnesiac, and I think they did fairly well.
Here's a story of how an amnesia boy
And I
falls in
think
love.
if you put it in that way, they did fairly well. I think.
Alright, so do we have a lot more to say about the emotional impact? Because it's basically all the emotional conflict on the show stems from the fact that Barney used to be somebody, and now he's forgotten. But the memories keep coming back. And when the memories come back, but current Barney is conflicted with the memory of previous Barney.
So in summary, it's basically it's like Jonas said, it keeps changing. It's like a roller coaster in different directions. You never really know where it's gonna go. And
To get the most intense emotional high, the roller coaster has to drop down every now
yes, and that's not to say that the show is messy. Surprisingly enough, and
It's not messy.
but for the show's benefit, they actually did it really well in a sense. It was able to
Alright, stuff that would be like in other anime where the love interest and the male or female lead, because in gender neutrality and all that, they kiss, alright, and they're like, okay, the mood is fine, we're going to proceed on to the next step, which comes naturally for a couple practicing sex already, and they proceed to, okay, let's kiss some more, and then the girl retches, which is not something that would normally happen in a show which is trying to focus mainly on the romance. There are consequences, and even though they're trying to portray like, oh, okay, realistic relationship, they're in love and all that, there's also the fact that these are still humans. they eat food, they eat, they sleep, they shit, and the natural consequence of eating too much comes up.
Oh,
And
oh.
and she, and she retches, swallows it, and continues to try to kiss the
Which
predator.
I hope I don't know what that's gonna be like. I hope I don't. I don't like.
And then the Eiffel Tower
Yeah.
falls.
Oh yeah.
The Eiffel
So I guess
Tower
what we're
falls.
really trying to say is, for a show that seems to have really many ups and downs and
So
lefts
what
and
took us
rights.
12
They did
or
it really
so
really
what took
well.
us 12 or 30 minutes to
They
see?
really basically what we're saying is they did it really well. Then I guess I would go so far as just to say it would be one of the pointers where I would say you have to watch the show because it was so able to do that.
Alright, we may have already discussed the characters earlier, but let's just discuss
As
it
much as
now.
we're just gonna spill everything out. If you want to listen, feel free.
Yeah, we're just gonna shit
Yeah.
ourselves.
Now let's talk
Right.
about Coco.
Coco, bad shit insane.
First thing that comes to my mind was she's a rather insane character. She's pretty much downright insane. You never see a girl like that. I don't think so.
Same voice actor. She has the same voice actor as the redhead girl from Toradora. Toradora also written by the same person who wrote Golden Time. So if you feel so inclined, you should watch Toradora.
Really? Should I? I never watched that personally.
It was on TV where we lived.
Really?
It was on TV where we lived.
I
Quite a while.
haven't watched TV in a long time.
There was no reason why you
Okay.
should
Anyway.
watch it.
Anyway. So, well, Coco, I think both of us can agree that we found that she was originally a seemingly insane character. She's over the top. She's mad.
Yeah,
she's
but-
crazy. She's insane. Oh.
Coco's insanity stems from the fact that at the beginning of the show, she's basically a blank slate, chasing after someone who never approved of her. At the beginning of the show, Coco is chasing after Yana,
Yes.
and she chooses to base her entire self off trying to
She basically bases her whole life plan and forces
her
Mitsuo.
entire life plan, her entire self image is based around the Yana fella, which is an obviously unhealthy
And
personality
it's
trait.
pretty much unlikely to happen in most forms really exaggerated.
We shouldn't say about
Yeah.
that. We're discussing the show
Fine.
in the context of being
Very
the show
well.
itself.
Very well.
Alright. So at the beginning of the show, Coco has this intensely unhealthy self-image of herself. I am only complete with this fella, which actually, when you think about it, really kind of resembles her mentality at the end. But the problem with her having this mentality at the beginning is that the guy does not accept her, and this is unhealthy because when one party is chasing after another party and another party refuses, one party is going to get hurt. It's a one-sided. It's basically the pseudo-romantic relationship of a one-sided crush. I guess.
In all forms of exaggeration.
Oddly enough, this trait of her does not go away. Eventually, she goes, well, Yana's not loving me, so I think I'll love this other guy. And slowly, she actually does come to love the other fella, and we
I think that part when you said at the fun part where she just loves Banu just to like just to get to Yana. That can be actually be a bit people some of you may disagree with us depending on how you view the show, but I think but based on what we saw, we felt that the original so-called affection she had for Van at the very beginning wasn't as genuine as it was at the end, I think. And I think that really gave room for a lot of development for the relationship between Coco and Bannery.
Yeah, the emotional development
Precisely.
of the show. And the
You really made room to show how how genuine it is.
These two people are falling in
Yeah,
love.
for real.
They try to consider for each other, but when everything goes to heck, can they still keep the relationship going? Spoiler alert, no.
But yeah.
Or it would seem.
And okay, then maybe anything else you want to mention about Coco as a character? Why she's intriguing?
At the beginning of the show, right, her basic problem is like, I'm too attractive, no one wants to approach me because they find me over.
And I found that actually very surprising. I was actually surprised at that line.
It's kind of surprising because it's probably quite weird.
Yeah,
weird.
you would expect
Like,
yeah.
attractive. You would normally expect attractive people to be
Popular.
Oh, well, look at me. I'm hot. Therefore, you're not worthy to be near me. But it's not that true because humans are humans. Everybody, there are people who look good, but they're actually nice people. But you don't get past that surface layer. And I guess in that way, Coco's treatment, the other people's treatment of Coco at the beginning, like, oh shit, she's hot. You, how can you not accept her, man? She's smoking hot and all that. It's kind of disturbing because it's realistic in a sense.
Yes.
Because we always look at the surface of person. We don't actually consider, beneath the outer shell of physical appearances, this person's human too.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of how do I say? For lack of a better word, there's a lot of unwrapping.
There's a lot
emotional
of unwrapping. There's your typical moe blob, your emo punk rock character, the two love interests.
and the other and the second one, which makes things a lot more complicated.
Your stereotypical otaku and the childhood friend archetype within the show, but the show manages to develop them by unwrapping the external layer of stereotype and revealing the person beneath.
Pace and execution of the unwrapping was very well done, I think.
The emotional highs and lows all combined together to give you I'm going on this roller coaster, it's going up, I see the end coming, but I don't know when exactly it will.
There's one thing I want to talk about though. And earlier on we mentioned how clearly distinct redubbed old Banri and new Banri was. And I think the way the show actually got us to see that very clearly, to show the clear distinction, was how they showed Banri's individual love interest for now we're going to bring her in, Linda and Coco,
Linda introduced in episode 1. I called it. She will be significant, and I was right.
Congratulations, Jonan. But anyway, the thing was, I think I feel that if it wasn't for how they portrayed that Linda was an ex-love interest of Banri, or rather a former love interest of Banri, and Coco was the current.
This show might have devolved into a harem series.
Exactly. It did so well to not be a harem series, and instead they used those two characters to really sort of mentally split and show the clear difference between new Banri and old Banri. I think that was
It just came to my mind.
Go ahead.
Another central concept besides romance and falling in love of Golden Time, lying.
Yeah, this show had tons of lines.
The concealment and selective telling, revelation of truth, or otherwise known to the layman as lying.
There were a lot of lies were told. I'm just going to put it simply.
Golden Time is basically the story of what happens when one fella has amnesia and everybody lies to him.
It's a hill of lies.
It's a hill of lies. The plot is built on the foundation of lies.
I have to agree with that.
Well, the most significant one would be Linda. Linda meets
from the get-go. She doesn't know him.
We haven't yet discussed it yet, right? Linda loved all the Bandis. The whole crux of one main emotional point of Golden Time comes to the fact that Linda and old Bandi were in love, or at least was going to be in love, or
Jonan,
were already
it took 24 episodes for her to finally say, I actually said yes.
I actually loved you. You're gone now. I regret not being able to tell you that I loved you, and I let go of that already. But you shouldn't let go of the fact that you found love again.
Yeah, that was okay. I'm just gonna say that was actually quite touching.
I grabbed my head.
That was really touching.
Tried to pull out my hair and shed a single.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the topic on lies. Right from the beginning, Linda. First of all, she never even revealed that she was related to Banri in any way.
at the beginning, she's wearing the festival club outfit, and then she sees Bunny, and she goes, "Oh, what?" Then Bunny's like, "Oh, why are you helping me? I'm nobody." And then she goes,
She just becomes your
it's the role of the
typical
senior,
nice
because I
senior.
don't want to have to say senpai and kohai
Yeah.
here any more than I have to. It's the role of the senior to take care of the
Yeah.
junior, and she's obviously lying from the get go, though it's not made obvious that at the beginning, but it becomes obvious later that she tried to let go of her feelings for Amnesia Boy, could not, succeeded somewhat, but because Amnesia Boy is back.
Because she never really knows. The thing is, it's so hard for Linda as a human being. I think that she never
Oh,
really
okay.
knows whether Banri is back or not. Especially in and out.
The only time I teared up was when Linda broke
No,
down,
no, no, dude.
and
It was that one line.
and
It was that one line.
it was that
The
one
one
line.
when they were at
There
7-Eleven, and then Banri, the old Banri, promised her to something about I always find your voice and some romantic stuff.
No, it was the
And then
oh no, it was the part where um they reveal that Bunny chased not the flashback parts where Bunny goes, "Oh, okay, there's this light outside my hospital room. I've got to chase after it, runs after it, and he finds Linda."
and then they both lie to each other. No, Linda
It was
lies
like,
again.
Linda lies wholesale to Bunny. Then oh, okay,
It's actually someone
my
else.
my treasured friend, someone else, not you, is in that hospital, and I'm trying to signal them. And then he goes, "Oh," but she doesn't tell it to him, but she only says it after. He goes like, "Well, I saw your signal. I thought it might have been from me. I guess it
But
wasn't for me.
anyway,
But anyway, your signal has motivated me to carry
thank you
on
so much.
and become someone. So thank you so much. If I see that treasured friend of yours, can I tell him? Can I pass the message for him?" And when she broke down and goes, "I'm too late. I couldn't reach him in time." That's when I teared
And
up.
I want to
That was the one time in the entire show, because I'm an emotional break.
break. You said
The
break.
one time I teared up in the entire show was at the point where Linda goes like, "He's too far away already. I can't reach him anymore." The part where she, oh god, I'm tearing up.
Wow, really? Okay,
It was a no, it was a
it was
powerful
powerful
scene.
scene. I agree with that.
It was a powerful scene.
Okay,
Because you can clearly see that Linda is a character shaped by
on the
regret.
mention since we're talking about memorable scenes for us, I'm gonna point out one of the most memorable ones for me. It's that one part where where was that? Linda and Banri were in the middle of exposing her brother's fiance, and they were at
Oh, yes.
7-Eleven, and the line that Banri said at the end,
The 7
yeah, and then
analog.
Banri was telling Linda nearing the end of the scene, he was saying something about I'll always be here, I'll
I always
follow your
feel
voice,
you
and
will
then
share. Like, okay, we couldn't reveal that your brother's fiance was cheating.
but I'll
on
take
him,
the
but
fall,
I will always share this moment
yeah,
with you. I'll always be here to share this.
whether
moment with you.
you're
And that's also another point. Like, you know that as the viewer, he won't remember.
yeah,
that.
but the thing is,
And it makes that moment
and
even
the
more
and
powerful, because it's your typical romantic plot point of we'll always
but there's
be
one more
together
thing.
for eternity and etc.
Is that you think that's the end of the scene, guys? There's actually more. Later on in the I think it's on the same episode. They're nearing the end. Then back when they actually fast forward back again into the university grounds, Linda tells the new Banri and says that because by that time Banri, I think he already started his relationship with Coco, and then she goes on to say the exact same promise that Banri says in the exact same words, except in third person. She tells Banri, never forget and always share your moments with Coco and always follow her voice. She says the exact same thing, and that really to me was, yeah, it's like,
Fucking
wow. It's a mixture of she remembers, she still holds back, and the sense then go. It's a mixture, okay? It's messy. It's a very nice mess of
Coco is Coco is a character shaped by her attachment to other people.
yes.
Linda is a character shaped by her regret for her regret due to her attachment with other people.
Yeah. And
So
well done.
it may be unfair to only focus on these two characters, but as a viewer, I believe
As viewers,
after watching Golden Time, the main emotional conflict came from the interaction with Amnesia interaction between Amnesia Boy and these two female
Heroines, yeah, that's what we call it.
They're not heroines in the same sense that they drive the story, but they drive the emotional
As
part
viewers,
of the
I pay
story.
attention to those two a lot more than what Mitsuo was. I felt that okay, Mitsuo was a decent character, but at the end he sort of fell out. I think,
Mitsuo got development.
a lot less development. He sort of disappeared at the end. And
it's just sort of blended in the
yeah, I'm gonna
background.
say something right now. Mitsuo really. I mean, at the start, you think that Mitsuo is gonna be a really major character because he's the first guy.
He's like, oh my god, he's the your first friend.
But then in the end, he still just goes back.
And he's the one who had connections with the crazy female lead at the beginning. Is he going to be a major character? Spoiler, no.
But there's one thing I want to mention though, since we're talking about Mitsuo as well. That and nearing the end as well, we could all I think we clearly saw that there have been some sort of increasing development of a relationship between Mitsuo and Linda. But I really felt that you can disagree with me.
Alright, as far as I know, Golden Time is an incomplete
It felt incomplete.
light novel series. It's not complete yet. The light novel series isn't complete, so the anime adaptation, in a sense, is not a complete
Although
story.
it feels good. It doesn't mean good. I personally felt it still feels
it's
good.
not the anime. Alright, the anime doesn't feel incomplete by no meaning by no. We are not saying that the anime feels incomplete because it does feel very complete at the end. But me and Hardy almost tore our faces off at the end of episode
There could be a lot
23.
more.
There could have been. Golden Time is that one show where, alright, oh my god, they've gotten together. This is a perfect.
It's too
fairy tale kind of
perfect an end.
But it's not going to end like
It
this.
can't end like that.
Because Golden Time basically showed that if there's a happy ending, something's got to come
Exactly.
along.
And no, I guess that's what those reality hits moments.
It's just like what Linda said at the end of the end of episode 23. The world doesn't work at the way you want it
To Coco.
to Coco. She drops that bombshell, and it's kind of also a shock to the viewer where you think this is going to end nicely for you. That's not the way the world works. That line wasn't just for Coco. It was for the viewers
I have to
as
agree
well.
with that. That's a good point.
It was also a
I
powerful
want to
line.
say though that the whole relationship between Mitsuo and Linda, but I can see that they're trying to drop a seed there and they're trying to grow it. I felt that was
It may be a plot point in the light novel.
personally I felt that came out of nowhere like the anime. Really. They could have done without it, I think.
When we saw that point come out, like, everyone's happy. Hey, where's Yana? Oh hey, where's Linda? Oh hey, why did two of them go into a restaurant together? Oh
And
my
I was just
god.
there for maybe just to spice things up. That's what I felt.
And at the first time, because back then me and Hadi were still watching it, we thought, alright, bet you this amount of fake money that okay, this is going to be the chance for greater development for Linda and Yana.
No.
Kinda yes and kinda no. It was a hit and miss.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was. And talk about Oka Chinami. She what
Looks
happened?
like your typical
Yeah,
moe
but
block. Looks like your typical
You'd
moe
expect
block
her to have a growing
headed to that
relationship with
fandom.
Mitsuo, but they didn't really touch that at all. They sort of teased it, I think.
Mitsuo goes, I love
That's
you.
it.
Oh, I love you, Oka. Go out with me. And Oka goes, are you fucking crazy? And Mitsuo proceeds to shit himself, and then the debauchery tea party comes in. Shout out to Lock Horizon. And then he proceeds to, and then a lot more angst comes from the fact that, okay, hey, Moe Blob liked a blonde boy. Oh no, Moe Blob didn't like blonde boy.
Not at the
Like
beginning.
Moe Blob is jealous about the fact that blonde boy likes someone now. That's not
Yeah,
her.
so it's sort of tricky and it's much of a teaser, but if you're expecting that to be developed in any way, I'll just say I don't think it wasn't as much.
Again, that plot point was
Yeah, but then again, I guess we have to say the main focus was Bunry trying to get his brains together, and
I'm trying to get his shit together.
the two main heroines were the driving force of that. So I guess it's all about focus. So in terms of that, I can't really fault anybody for that. It's not, and it was a nice way to spice things up.
And again, if it's developed in the light novel, or if a Golden Time season comes out that
Go read the
develop on
manga.
this,
or light
Manga is
novel, whatever. But read the light novel. Yeah.
Anyway, if it's a plot point that's developed onwards, then we can't complain about it. But because we're talking about
Are you asking for season 2, Jonan?
God damn it! Yeah, I can't take any more emotional punches like this. This Golden Time has broken me. Golden Time has broke me. I'm an emotionless brick. I can't get an emotional high out of any anime that I watch.
I'm actually surprised you actually teared up about something, anything.
Any anime that I watch, but that one line where Linda goes, "I can't reach him anymore. He's too far away from me already." That made me shit myself.
Okay.
That was the one. Oh my god, I'm going to cry.
Let's talk about something a bit more happier in a sense. I wanna.
Oh my god! Alright, viewer, if you made it to this point, we congratulate you and warn you that it's not going to end anytime soon. As you can tell by that big red bar or white bar in the center at the bottom of the screen. So brace yourself.
Let's talk about something a bit more happier in a sense. All right.
Well, of course, assuming you're watching this on YouTube, because who doesn't use YouTube? Sarcastic comment. Anyway,
I was thinking, let's talk about something happier. Okay, but I'm just gonna say first, out of the many shows that I've watched, be it anime or any other forms of media, there are always these lot of people that we dub as background characters. We naturally put them around, like beside. Alright, I don't need to pay much attention to this guy, and he's probably not gonna, matter that much to me emotionally. But there's one character in this show that really seems like an unnecessary. It seems like a background character, but he seems to really make things interesting. He makes me want to. It makes me know that it was necessary to put him there, and that is 2D-kun.
Yep.
2D-kun, okay, to me...
2D-kun at first appears to be your typical otaku. I've given up on the third dimension. What are these girls with depth walking around?
Classic lines,
yeah. Classic lines. He is the heart that holds the team together.
No joking. He does that. He actually does that.
Well, it may be hard to believe, but he, along with emo punk rock girl, both of them do not seem like, okay, they're not going to be major characters, and they're not major characters. They don't receive the emotional depth that Bunny or Linda or Coco receive, but they act as the glue that held the slice of life, the parts of the show which greater resembled slice of life, and the parts where we're going to have this one character monologue, and we're going to need someone else to listen to this one character. So if you could be that role, that'd be great. These two characters, 2D and Nana, they fill in the role very well.
And not only they don't
it's not very well. It's not like they wrote the character to specifically fill that role. You could see that they are human too.
They're not just meat in the room. They're actually there they have a purpose. They have an emotional purpose.
They're not like, oh, this nail will hold these two planks of wood together. They're more like a peg that was jammed into that hole that you drilled out. They're not fitting quite, but they're doing an adequate job.
Really nice analogy. But basically, what we're saying is, we like 2D-kun as a character. Personally, between just us ourselves, we felt that we could really relate to him well, and
we're sad. We're sad.
Lonely Hearts Club. Okay? And the thing was,
I think that's a Beatles reference.
Definitely a Beatles reference. But anyway, throughout the show, many times we found ourselves, especially when 2D-kun was talking, we found ourselves excited to hear what he has to say. Sometimes it may be witty, sometimes it may be just downright utterly funny and stupid.
Who knew 2D-kun had a license? Who knew 2D had a license and everyone else didn't appear to have one?
And the thing is, especially many times when a lot of the thoughts that 2D-kun actually said out loud.
Spoiler, Coco drives a car, shit.
And every time he says something, many of the times they are like how he analyzes what's going on. Like, what the hell is going on in this situation? Why is everybody so behind my back and moping around? That's exactly how we feel.
Yes, we're being left.
It's the manifestation of the audience in the show, because he's really a background character, just putting aside, just watching this whole thing.
The audience Yeah, 2D Kun is what we call an audience avatar.
Yeah,
Or rather an
and
audience
it's
surrogate.
done very well.
He is the character which kind of portrays the kind of emotions that the audience would feel if they were present physically within the story at that one
Yeah, and I
point.
felt that what made me like him as a character.
Like the scene where Barney offers Golden Girl and Yana no Coco and Yana to the DTP club members. And, and he goes, "You're a demon," which is basically what any of you will go, "Oh my god, you sentenced the two of them to sumo wrestle with each other. You're an evil person." And
Yeah, and let I really
DTP,
I really enjoyed.
the
I
teacup
just like
girls,
how Tuni Kun made his first entrance in the film. When he and Banri were bumped together.
Tuli's first entrance into the story is when Barney gets kidnapped by two hot girls
Are you sure?
to join. They're designed within the story to be hot. Whether you find them hot or not is a question of personal preference.
Okay. Carry on.
Okay. 2D's first appearance is happens when Barney is kidnapped by the Tea Club girls and forced to sumo wrestle. It makes more sense in
It
context.
very much does. And
By the way, that's not tea they're drinking, man. That's Long Island tea.
and
Vodka orange.
yeah, and I'm happy that
Anyway.
they actually brought they never at one point forgot any of the characters. I was half expecting them to sort of forget those two girls in the tea party, but in the end they actually even though it was
Tea party, man. They're
with
got
the
the
tea
tea club
club,
from the
even
tea party.
even though
Lord Horizon, fucking awesome. You should go watch
even
it.
though they are really small supporting characters, the people who made the show they brought them back at nearing the end. So I felt that it's nice. It's a nice touch. There's a comment out there.
Yeah,
Even people like Nana Senpai, Nana. I
Nana
personally
Senpai,
I personally
77.
never expected her to play any significant role, but I felt that she actually played a bigger role than I expected. She was in some way an emotional pillar for people like Linda and Banri.
Did you know? Apparently, the Linda name is actually just a nickname. Both Linda and Nana, both their names are Nana.
What?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Nana Hayashida. Yeah, you're right.
Nana. Shit.
But yeah, so in terms of okay, I think to wrap it all up, character development
Done yet.
is good.
Dude, we're not done yet.
No, to wrap it all up
Keep
in this section
rambling on.
of the talk, character development was good. It was decent. It was well done. It was very well placed. I think development of the characters felt good. We could relate to almost. Okay, I don't know how deep people want a character to be developed, but I think overall, I managed to feel emotionally attached to so many characters at once in a single show, and that to me says a lot about the show. And it was good. It's a good point, I think.
Yeah, man.
What's wrong?
I'm just remembering all the emotional highs that Golden Time has put me on, but
I think okay, maybe let's who do you think this show is really for? Because personally for me, I don't think I never thought I actually liked a
Alright.
romance show.
if you've watched a slice of life anime and you've always wondered if these people spend so much time around each other, why don't they just start dating or someone, or at least try to get a little bit more serious? Okay, we're friends now. Let's try being a little bit more than friends, even if only for just a moment, and you always scream at your screen going, why isn't this happening? Golden Time may be the show for you. Golden Time may be the show for you if you want to see that kind of development, but Golden Time will also show you that, if this happens, there are natural consequences, like the fights between the couple, and if all you want to see is your two favorite characters hooking up, and you want a kind of show which does that, Golden Time is not really.
Yeah, it's not your typical boy meets girl It takes 12 episodes for them to hook up. It doesn't work that way. It's a bit more complicated than that.
It's a journey of self-discovery.
You said it very well. They managed to
Journey
mesh
of
that in
self-discovery.
a journey of self-discovery for each and every one of the characters, not just the main character, but many of them.
Everyone starts off broken. They end up broken, but
They
you
end
see
up
how
broken.
they've
They get
managed.
more broken.
They've no, it's true. They start broken, they end broken, but along the way they learn that
They find out more.
we're broken, but the way we're fine.
Yeah, Coco finds herself at the
alright,
end. And
Yeah,
Linda
it's
definitely finds herself
alright
at
to
the
be
end.
broken.
Bunry definitely finds himself at the end.
God damn, I thought I was screaming Deus Ex Machina all the way until it was a Deus Ex Machina talking to your ghost and all. In fact, I don't really understand. What was that final bridge
The
scene?
bridge scene with Linda hugging.
What's the final
old
bridge
Bunry.
scene? Linda hugged old Bunry, something happened, and
Feel free to tell us what you think in the comment section.
you know, if you made it to this point, viewer, you deserve to have your voice heard.
And
you know,
let's just
if you made it to this point, viewer,
thank you for
type in the
listening
comments
to
like,
us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you guys are shit. How do you not recognize the emotional impact of that scene? Feel free to put your comment in the video, and me or Hardy will reply with our own personal YouTube accounts. So
yeah, we love to
Yeah.
hear what you think, because I think I really like this. I personally am not the kind of guy who would be interested in romance and sort of thing. But this show is really intriguing enough to make me have to talk about it, because it's interesting. I have to say, it was interesting. And do you want to know what I felt about that bridge scene, Jonan? What I felt about the bridge scene was, I think it didn't really physically happen. If we were there physically just watching that wasn't exactly what happened. But what I think it was just, since it's an anime, it's an animation, it's a cartoon. So they're just doing they're just doing a fictional idealistic view of how it will look like, a physical outlook of how Linda would look like as she was coming to terms with her feelings and regret of not being able to tell old Bunry how she really felt. And that was just a fictional portrayal. But in the end,
a way to portray that she's coming.
yeah,
to her.
but actually that didn't happen. But we know that she did come to terms in the end. That was what she would have said, and that's what she wanted to say to old Bunry, and she did it in her heart. Maybe that was the scene that was happening in her heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why it's
kind of sad. Kind of sad when you think about it that way, though.
well. I guess I personally I didn't really like the whole Linda X Mitsuo thing, but I guess for
The Linda X Mitsuo thing seems to be a plot point that may be continued in the light novel, but we don't read the light novel. We would like to read the light novel, but we haven't, and we probably won't. But we might.
Yeah. I just hope that but there's one thing I'm glad though. I'm just glad that they actually made Linda come to terms with her regrets and everything, and rather than just making
because Linda is a character whose story within the show is shaped by regret.
yeah, and I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad that they did that rather than doing the alternative, which was just let's make full on Yana is gonna go with Linda together, and then
Yana's gonna go with Linda,
that will give her a big.
He's going to be the shining white knight that solves all his
and that will give
problems.
her the reason to forget about Bunry, but she doesn't forget about old Bunry. She remembers the regrets.
I was quite sure that would happen, but thankfully I was.
And I'm glad
wrong.
that they did that. They didn't forget that she had regrets. They didn't just use Yana as an excuse for her to forget old Bunry. They actually made her come to terms with that, and that gave chance for true character development for Linda.
In fact, within the show, Linda never gets together with Mitsuo.
Other than
Yana.
that one point
Other than that one blush scene, like, oh hey, he's looking
at the very end.
Look at me. I'm gonna
I'm
blush now.
I'm gonna film you, and then you're gonna blush as I film you.
I'm gonna blush now. That scene is your typical. I guess you can call it a stinger for a sequel. I guess.
Yeah. Are you hoping for a sequel? Are you? I don't know.
Like I said, I can't take any more pain. I can't take any more emotional pain. Like
But
this.
it's this one. I guess this
Commercial.
show is one of those nice to watch once in a while.
Nice to watch.
Nice
If you're
emotional
looking-
punch.
Alright, so out of 5 stars, how many would you give it based on plot?
When it comes to plot, I'm gonna give it. I have to give it a 5.
All right. So wait, stop.
Sorry.
All right, we'll just go back for a moment. All right. So welcome back, viewer. If you skip forward to this point, this is where the review is.
All right. Here we are. Okay. Hello.
This is where the actual review starts.
Okay. This is just a mathematical review. Everything. No spoilers. Nothing.
Medical review. No spoilers.
Okay.
Nothing. Plot. Out of 5 stars.
I'm going to give it a 5.
I wouldn't give it that high, maybe 3.5, because the plot itself doesn't really get much development.
I clearly am. I've so much less exposed than you are.
Oh man, okay. That's the plot alone. Okay.
So basically, do you find it good? Good, yes or no?
So that's the first point.
So I guess it's yes. It's good.
All right. So the second point, we're talking about emotional impact.
Emotional impact.
Out of 5.
For me, I'm gonna give it a 4. Surprisingly. It's just me as a movie. I felt moved, but not to the point of being teary-eyed like Jonan, to be honest.
Well, I would give it a 5 because it did get to me at one point, and being the emotion break that emotionless break that I am. If a show made me tear up, it deserves that 5 on the scale.
Okay, and I'm glad it did.
So, alright. So
emotional break.
And watchability, because if a show has a great plot and emotional impact, but you just can't.
No. You forgot. What about music? Can you talk about music?
Oh, music. Oh my god, no. We're gonna get that to the next point. Watchability.
Watchability. Do you mean in just our overall enjoyment as a show?
Our
overall enjoyment as a show. Rating against 5 stars.
Alright. It's like, okay, if I were watching this from week to week, if I were marathoning it at one go and had to watch it from week to week, would I enjoy it week to week, and would I wait week to week, or wait until it's over?
I guess that's debatable, but I think this kind of show I would rather marathon it than watch it from week to week. I wouldn't have the stamina to keep track with all these people from week to week. What's going on now? What's the next development?
So alright, so should marathon or week
marathon
for enjoyment?
For full on enjoyment. That's what I think.
So we both of us will get more enjoyment if we marathon.
Yes, I agree.
A viewer will probably get more enjoyment if they marathon it
all at once.
Alright, so now's the time for you to say that part that you wanted to say just now.
I'm not big on music. I'm not an audiophile or anything, but in terms.
But when the freaking cello came up,
they really it's clear that they've used a lot of tracks for various scenes, and you recognize, it's that same cello.
They use this as, there's this thing called leitmotif, which is like a theme. Usually it means like, okay, a character, like for video games, Master Chief. For Halo, Mass Effect, dun 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 dun. That it's that one musical loop that comes out and reinforces the emotion you're supposed to feel at one point. Heroism. This guy's gonna come to save the day. And for Golden Time, they have a certain few themes that you repeat over and over again at key points in the show to tell you clearly through audio cues that you are going to feel sad now. You are going to feel happy now.
And
this music should make you cry.
And it does.
This music should
make you laugh. The individual scenes and the music tracks that they use uniquely in each scene they were really well played. And they did really well. They were nicely. They complemented each other.
And they succeed by being consistent.
And on the top of what Jonan said earlier about the mood whiplash, right? At one point you'll be hearing that beeping sound, something that sounds like a text tone, or something like that. And then they're also having these casual talks and having fun. And then suddenly the cello start playing when it comes to the emotional part, right? They're suddenly bringing a bit of themselves out onto the table.
So they have mood whiplash in the scenes, but the music is consistent.
The music complements in that sense by giving a sense of consistency.
And it's very important for the music to be good in this sense. So out of 5,
okay, I'm gonna give it a 5. It's good.
I might give it a 4 because the one show where music is really blew everything out of the water was Attack on Titan for me, and so
I thought you just liked the opening.
But
okay, I think I usually, but I'm just gonna share something with you all right now since you're all here anyway.
No. We are doing a golden time.
No. It's related to music. I just want to say, I normally when I not that I'm a good judge, but the way I will rate a show's soundtrack or anything, it's normally I will ask myself, would I want to put this show soundtrack on my phone and listen to it? I do that.
When I want this, am I
And
phone?
when it comes for a show like Golden Time, it's nice, it's compliment, but um, uh,
You're just gonna have that channel thing
yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah,
phone,
yeah.
and then
That's
you
the
tell a
thing.
girl
I
like,
wouldn't
okay,
want to put it on my phone,
I don't like
but
it.
it's good.
Create
I
the
wouldn't want to
channel.
put that kind of. I wouldn't want to listen to the soundtrack over and over like many other soundtracks like Batman's theme maybe, but it
Because you can tell that Golden Time soundtrack was really made
yeah
for the
yeah
show
and it's
itself,
good.
for the context of the emotional impacts that it tries to deliver.
In terms of also the music helped out a lot in the delivery of the show. That's all I have to say.
Indeed,
That's it.
it probably wouldn't make. If you listen to Golden Time about it was also something we noticed, like when we were watching it, that the music always seemed to be louder than the characters talking.
You talking about music specifically because
The sound, the
at
sound
certain points,
always
yeah,
tended to be louder than your characters, and usually you want to have the other way around, when the dialogue is slightly louder, so that if you're not paying attention, you hear the dialogue. But instead, they turn it into a way like, oh, I'm not paying attention.
then again
Okay,
we were
the
reading it.
fucking cellos have
But
started
then
playing.
again, I have to say, if there are any Japanese audience, then again we only read the subtitles, so the dialogue didn't really. So we pretty much just read the subtitles with their voices in the head and listen to the
Oh, great.
to the cello.
We have seen.
Am I right?
We have seen.
But
we
am
have
I right?
seen.
Yeah, yeah, you just read the subtitles. We watched it sub, by the way. Maybe we should have announced that a lot earlier. We watched it sub.
If the dub is good, well, we can't say it for now because the dub is out. But anyway,
Yeah, I like the music. Okay, simply put, I like the music in the show.
4 out of 5 for me because Attack on Titan has destroyed me for the music, and a 5 out of 5 for you, Hardy. So, any other parts of the show that you want to give a numerical score to?
There's I can't say it's a numerical score, but I want to ask you, would you watch this show again, alone or maybe with a family member? But would you watch
Not
it
likely,
again
because
out of enjoyment?
not likely. Golden Time is a show where you want to enjoy it with someone who hasn't watched it. Also, like how we both watched
Yeah,
it.
we literally
You
went
want to
blind.
watch it with some. You want to watch Golden. Alright, we recommend Golden Time for people who haven't watched it. If you haven't watched Golden Time at this point, find someone who haven't watched it.
Ride
as
the
well,
and
or
ride the
hasn't
roller
watched it
coaster
as well,
together. It's fun.
and ride the roller coaster together.
It's hella fun.
Because Golden Time is a show which you can enjoy by yourself, but you'll probably get more enjoyment if you watch it with a group of people who haven't.
I have
watched
to
it
agree
as
with
well.
that. Really, you really want to talk to you really
Discuss-
want to talk to
discuss-
someone about this.
So discuss with, if you do watch it with another person, discuss with them about the emotional impact, because that Golden Time is the kind of series that gives you the leeway for this kind of conversation.
and
Enlightening
to add on to
conversation.
that, Golden Time, I really did not expect that kind of emotional developments within that show. I did not expect it at all. I mean, I guess
I did
and
not
I guess
expect
that's
it
why
at
I
all.
really liked the
I
show.
was-
It was unexpected.
I was prepared to
Unexpected.
go in and just go, it's shit.
Yeah.
It's crap, it's terrible. I hate myself for watching this, and I wasted my time. Cough off school days. Anyway,
Excuse me, sorry. But that clearly that Golden Time did not turn out to be that. The Golden Time was actually unexpectedly fantastic in its own right.
unexpectedly fantastic in its
Yes.
own right on what it was trying to accomplish.
So overall,
So overall, if I can add at all, Hardy gives Golden Time, out of 15, 14 points.
wow, I'm a really nice guy.
And out of 15 points, I can't add. I believe that after adding up, I gave it
12.5.
12.5.
Yeah.
So overall, my score for Golden Time is lower than Hardy's, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it.
And no, but I'll just be honest. I'm just a very, very nice guy. I guess Jonah's a prick, but don't forget he's an emotional brick. He's a brick. He's an emotional brick. So, go figure. But remember, I didn't cry. I didn't tear up. Jonan teared up. That's enough. That says enough. All right.
Oh man, with M of Field, I'll probably try to challenge myself to watch an emotional show within a few weeks and not shed a single tear. And
Wow.
well, who's gonna be? Well, no one's gonna listen to this piece of shit. And if you made it this point,
I just want to say,
no one's gonna watch this piece of shit.
I just want to say thank you for
And feel
listening.
free to leave a comment. And feel free to leave a comment telling me how wrong.
I'm literally putting my hands together and say thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much.
It's our honor to let
so,
you hear us for our thoughts.
Alright, so we're going to end this here with this has been 2 members of the Bitz Smashes. This channel usually does video game footage, but for this one time and maybe future times, we're doing anime discussion. And
this shows how special Golden Time is. You made.
So if you skip forward to this point, damn you! Please go watch at least the review section. We've got an annotation down there. If you skip away to the end just to hear us say this, and if you watch through the entire thing up to here, or even use the annotation to skip forward, we thank you. You're watching this piece of shit that we made.
Alright. I guess is that all for me, Jordan?
That's all for me.
Alright. Then I'm going to end this, but there's one last thing I'm going to say, and before I end really abruptly, Jordan. You know the blonde girl who was in the tea club, the brown hair, the light brown one. She is voiced by the same voice actor who voiced Haruka Morishima in Amagami. That's all I have to say. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay. Screw Amagami.
Hey.
And stop.